Hello, my name is Alejandra Landano and welcome back to my channel. On this YouTube channel, you find lots of videos specifically about teaching and working online from home. In today's video, I'm going to share some tips on how I create an Outschool ongoing class. Let's get started. So a week or so ago, I got an email from Outschool recommending teachers to start creating ongoing classes. And the reason they recommend teachers use ongoing classes is because it's a great way to retain students. So that's what I've kind of been working on this month and a little bit of last month. I didn't spend too much time, but I have been focusing on ongoing classes a lot this month. And I think I'm starting to get the hang of it, so I thought I would share some tips and ways I have been creating my ongoing classes. Just a little bit of background information as to what exactly an ongoing class is. An ongoing class is a class that parents can subscribe or unsubscribe to on a weekly basis. So, ongoing classes are usually a cheaper option for parents in comparison to multi-day semester classes. And that's because the students enroll or subscribe to your ongoing class and then they're charged on a weekly basis versus a multi-day class where you pay everything up front. Now, ongoing classes do not have a specific end date. As the teacher, you manually put in each date you would like your students to come to class, but there's no specific end date. You have the opportunity to decide if you want to do it for the whole month, for a whole semester, for a whole year. You as the teacher decide. Now, very briefly, I mentioned that parents can subscribe and unsubscribe to this class at any time. And this is important to know that since parents can do that, it's very important that your classes can be joined at any time. That means that your classes cannot build off of each other, but they could stand as one-time classes. So when you are creating your ongoing class, it's very similar to how you would create a one-time class. So when I am creating ongoing classes, I have two basic steps I like to follow. Step number one, I like to pick a theme or subject. For instance, I might have a class or a theme focusing on math, maybe even more specifically addition. I might have a class focusing on aquatic animals. I might have a class focusing on the history in America. So you can see I pick a specific topic or theme. You can kind of think of these ongoing classes as a club. Now, my next step, so step number two, is to create a lesson routine. What do I mean by that? I honestly think me giving you examples will be better than trying to explain what's going on in my head. So I've planned 3 examples for you. Let's say my theme for my class is ocean animals. I want to think how I could create one class about ocean animals. I might start by 1, introducing myself and getting to know the students. After that, I might introduce the animal of the week. Maybe every week we talk about a different animal that lives in the ocean, and I'll introduce that animal to my students. Afterwards, I might teach them some cool facts about the animal. Maybe what the animal eats, where the animal actually lives, how big or small the animal is. Maybe afterwards we would draw a picture together and then write 2 or 3 sentences about what we've learned. But as you can see, I've created a routine. So let's say my first day, the first time I teach this ongoing class, I focus on whales. My next time I teach this class, I could have the same routine, but pick a different animal. I could pick dolphins. Then maybe the next week I could pick sharks, jellyfish. But do you see the point? I created a routine, so each week we'll kind of do the same things. We'll just be focusing on a different animal. Let me give you another example. Let's say I want to create a cat chat class. So I love cats, I really do. And let's say I want to interact and meet other people that also like cats. How could I format an ongoing class in that manner? Again, we always start by introducing ourselves and I meet the learners. That would be my first routine. Next, maybe I allow each student to share something they know about cats or something funny their cats did that week. Maybe after that, we'll draw a picture together of a cat. Maybe a cat doing something specific, or whatever the case, we're drawing a picture. After that, I might have my students share the picture, and then maybe we'll have a discussion question for the week. So maybe each week we have a different question. But do you get the idea? I can easily change some of those things in my routine. I can always change the picture that we draw. I can change the discussion question of the week. But I have a specific routine or almost schedule for my ongoing class that I would follow each week. That means that if a student were to come in late or they missed my first 5 classes, they're not going to feel left out. Okay, I'll give you one more example. Let's say you want to teach a class about the United States. Here's a possible routine you could have. Number 1, as always, you introduce yourself to the students and you get to know them a little bit. Number 2, you identify maybe the state for the week. So each week you're going to talk about a different state. Number 3, you draw a picture or a map of that state. Maybe after that, you would read a short story giving more information about the state. And then afterwards, students would color their map and write 2 or 3 sentences about the state. The point I'm trying to make, which I hope you get to understand, is that in my experience so far, I've noticed a great way to create ongoing classes is to make a routine. It's then easier to create your ongoing class every week, since of course, every week your ongoing classes are going to be a little bit different. Now, as I mentioned already, I like to think of ongoing classes, or when I'm creating that first ongoing class or that ongoing listing, I like to think of it as a one-time class. Now, if you need help creating a one-time class, I actually have another YouTube video that goes into a little more detail as to how I actually sit down and plan an Outschool class. Now, I have just recently started creating ongoing classes, and I honestly wish I would have done it sooner. I agree with Outschool. I think it's a great way to retain students, and that's really what you want. When you teach a student, you're hoping they'll come back to you and your different classes. And yes, I was getting that with some of my one-time classes because I have certain themes in my Outschool listings, but I think ongoing classes opens up those doors just a little bit more. Now that wraps up our video for today. If you have been making and creating ongoing classes, I would love to hear your tips. Please share them in the comments down below. If you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to send me an email. I am here to help you. I am a great resource if you need it. Don't forget, if you found this video, to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching today. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!